Hello, thank you for taking the time to watch this short video. The motivation for this video stems from discussions with a number of parents recently who have been very keen to support their children with the learning of mathematics but haven't been entirely clear of the best way of moving forward. What I'm going to show you today is something called the grid method, which is a means by which children, certainly from years 4 and onwards, will be using in many schools in order to carry out multiplications, and also something called chunking, which is used in division. Firstly, what we're going to do is have a look at this calculation here. This is a 2-digit by 2-digit operation which children will be encountering probably from year 4 and upwards. The first thing to do when coming across a calculation like this is to set out a grid. Just like this. If it's 2-digit by 2-digit, it might indeed look a little bit like the beginning of a noughts and crosses. I always put the multiplication sign up here just to remind myself of what I'm doing. And the next thing to do is partition each number. Now, partitioning each number refers to breaking it down into its tens and into its units. So if we have a look at 25, we can see that we've got 20, 2 lots of 10, and we also have 5. Moving down, we do the same for 32. Partitioning would leave us with 30 and 2. At this point, we've got the main calculation set out, and this is where we can start to multiply the numbers by one another. The first one will be 30 times 20, which would give us 600. We could then do 30 multiplied by 5, or 5 multiplied by 30, which gives us 150. Moving down to the units, we have 2 multiplied by 20, which gives us 40, and 2 multiplied by 5, which is going to give us 10. At this stage in the calculation, what we have now are the partial products. The next step is to add up these partial products together. If we look here across the top, we've got 600 plus 150, which gives us a total of 750. And along the bottom, we have 40 plus 10, which gives us a total of 50. The last stage in the operation is to add these up. 50 plus 50 is 100. 700 plus the 100 that's been moved over will give us a total of 800. If you do operations like this with your children, it's always a good idea to get them to go back and just check, always using estimates to ensure that the answer looks right. Now, moving on to this calculation here, which I'm sure all of us will be familiar with. This is 286 divided by 13, and often in year 6 this might be referred to as the bus stop method, just because this looks a little bit like a bus stop here. One way we might look at a problem like this is to think, okay, well, if we put it into an everyday context that children might be familiar with, this could be a case of 286 sweets, which we're going to divide into 13 different party bags. What we want to do here, using the chunking method, is think, well, how many times will 13 fit into 286? Well, I know that if I take off 10 lots of 13, which would equate to 130, this is going to leave me a total of 156. If I decide to take off another 10 lots of 13, this is another 130, which I will now be subtracting. And we can see from this that we're left with 26. I don't really need to carry on writing out this calculation. I can see at this point that 13 fits into 26 2 times. And at this stage, all I need to do is have a look down at the side and see how many lots of 13 I have taken off. I've taken off 13 10 times here, 10 times in the next stage, and finally 2 times. which leaves me a total of 22. Again, it's always a good idea to go back and, using estimates, check that the answer looks correct. Finally, this is a book which I've come across recently, which I have to say I think is very, very comprehensive in explaining the type of mathematics which children will be encountering in primary schools today. This is a book called Maths for Mums and Dads, Take the Pain Out of Maths Homework by Rob Easterway and Mike Askew. I've been using this book since its release, and I have to say it's a very, very helpful book, and it's certainly one which I would recommend to all parents. If you have any questions about anything that I've shown you in today's video, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks for watching.